What's up everybody, Greg here with LensProToGo, and welcome back to our week of cine lens testing. Today we're going to be looking at the Schneider Cine Xenar III's, the 25mm. We're going to be running it through a few tests, first checking out flaring, then breathing, bokeh, and then lastly edge distortion and sharpness. All the time codes will be linked to in the description below if you want to jump ahead to any specific tests. But without further ado, let's jump right into the 25mm lens test. So to look at the flaring, what we do is put a light in the center of the frame, and then we just pan around, keeping the light inside the frame, but moving around to all the corners so you can see how it flares. This lens, the 25mm, has a lot of blooming, and you almost get a reverse vignette. The corners get very bright. You'll see, especially when we go back to the center, the corners brighten up quite a bit and you get that red ring, red and orange ring around the outside. Right about there you can see that. Then tilting down and putting the light outside the frame, you get a lot of blooming coming from the light, especially in the corners. You get those oval shaped, stretched out rainbows almost, and even some like double flares that you can see when it's in the corners. Then tilting back up to center, you can see some of those teal flares from the elements. This lens flares quite a bit more than the 18mm that we checked out yesterday. Next up, we're going to look at the breathing test, wide open at a t2.2. What we do here is just rack focus from close focus all the way to infinity to see if it zooms in and out on the edges as we go through that focal range. And this lens doesn't seem to move very much, if at all. Most of what you're seeing is just the focus blur, which is bleeding in some of the colors that are outside of the frame, and that's what we're seeing as a focus shift. Next up, we're going to look at bokeh, and we are focused at 2 feet 6 inches away from the camera on the chart, and we're just going through the aperture range from t2.2, which is wide open, all the way down to t22, and you're getting some really smooth, round, circular bokeh in the background, and on the edges it does start to get a little bit misshaped, flattening out on the left side of the bokeh. Lastly, we're going to look at the edge distortion and sharpness, and similar to the 18mm, when we pan all the way to the side, you do see the focus start to shift back to my ear, and then we'll come back to center, it'll sharpen back up on my eyes, and then again back to my ear as we get onto the side of the frame. But overall, this lens is super sharp and very, very clean. That's going to do it for the lens test of the Schneider 25mm Cine Xenar III. If you guys want to try out this lens for yourself or learn more information, make sure to head on over to LensProToGo.com. I'll throw a link in the description below. And if you want to see the rest of the lens test, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for videos coming out the rest of the week, and I'll see you in the next one.